Hey guys, Tina here. Today I'm doing the monthly recommendations video. I will leave all the information regarding the monthly recommendations group down below so you can go check it out. This month's topic is monsters, or basically creatures of any kind that we find in books, and I have a few books to show you. The first book that I'm going to mention actually has monsters in it, and that is This Savage Song by V. Schwab. This world has monsters that come to be monsters because of the crimes that people commit. Each type of crime produces a certain type of monster, and yeah, people have to, then fight them and run away from them and things like that. So yeah, this is actual monsters. I really like this book. I talked about it in my videos before, so I'm not gonna go into depth here. Another book that I'm going to mention is The Girl with All the Gifts by Carey. This is a zombie book that involves different types of zombies and humans that live in a post-apocalyptic world, and they have to deal with issues that that kind of environment produces, and we have this group of characters that have to deal with them. It's more character driven than plot driven, so it's not really fast paced or anything like that, but it's very interesting, and yes, it was an interesting read. The next book is The Diviners by abrade. This book tells the story of Evie, who comes to New York as a punishment, and she's supposed to live there with her uncle. And it's, the roaring 20s, and it's an interesting book from historical point of view because you learn a lot about that era. But from the creepy point of view, you have ghosts that are really spooky and scary, and yeah, it's a perfect read for the Halloween time. So yeah, pick it up during that time if you dare. Next book involves dragons, and that is Eon by Alison Goodman. This book tells the story of Eon, who wants to be a dragon tamer or something like that. I'm not entirely certain because, I haven't read it yet, but there are dragons involved, and if you like dragons, definitely pick this one up. Next, I'm going to mention the Magisterium series by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. Here we have the Iron Trial, which is book 1 in the series. The monsters in this series are really interesting. They're elemental monsters, and I have to say I've never seen monsters like this anywhere else before, so if you want to see something different, pick these books up. Next, I'm going to talk about books that have more common creatures in them, that we usually see in books anyways, and the first series that I'm going to mention is The Parasol Protectorate by Carey, or any of her series actually. They usually involve vampires and werewolves, and her take is, we have Victorian era and steampunk environment, and it's really great. They're really enjoyable, a lot of humor. So if you like this kind of reads, definitely pick her books up because they're a blast. So another series I'm going to talk about is the old Souls Trilogy by Deborah Harkness. This is Discovery Witches, which is book 1 in that trilogy. These books involve witches, vampires and demons, and there's a lot of history in it, and it's quite interesting in that regard. And it's also an adult series, so it's not young adult or anything like that if you need a bit of variety in your life, so yeah, maybe pick this one up. So the next series is The Other series by Anne Bishop. Here we also have vampires and different weird creatures, but also other nature creatures that we don't usually see in books. And I really like how Anne Bishop approached these creatures. They definitely are not, vampires and werewolves. They are not the same as in other books. They have a different origin, I would say, and I just love these series. I mean, I've talked about it all the time here on my channel, and it's basically nature versus humanity, and it's really interesting, and I adore it. So the next books I'm going to mention are the Shadowhunters books by Cassandra Clare. Here I'm showing you the City of Bones, which is the first book in the Mortal Instruments. But in these books, whichever series you decide to start with, involves a lot of warlocks, vampires, werewolves, demons, and the like. There's everything that you could possibly imagine in these books. So yeah, if you're more into young adult and more action-packed, and yeah, these are the books for you then. But since I think that humans actually make the best monsters, I will mention a few books in that regard as well. The first one is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. I'm not going to go into the story because it's so well known, but humans really are monstrous sometimes. I'm also going to mention a trilogy that I talk a lot about on my channel, and that is the I Hunt Killers trilogy by Barry Lyga, which involves serial killers, which are the scariest monsters out there, because you know, they're just regular people. They do not look any different than, you know, we do. So yeah, and they're really scary, and I really love these books. I wouldn't be talking about them if I didn't. I just love them. So those were all my monster books. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you found some books to pick up, and see you in my next video. Bye!